And
until we were...
literally had to.
Yeah. I had sunk so far into myself that I no longer had a relationship with my sister-in-law, which I am now and used to be really good friends with her. Even before high school.
Same, yeah. Shout out Natalie.
I was friends with Natalie before I was even friends with Blake. So I had completely lost that relationship. Seneca and I, obviously we've always been best friends, but even then our relationship wasn't struggling, but it wasn't the same.
We almost never saw each other.
Unless
or
we
talked.
were at work.
Ever. For anything.
Yeah.
And we both had our internal struggles, but I think, I decided, I was like, we need to take this one step at a time. I actually took inspiration from one of our other friends, Kenzie.
Mm-hmm.
Kenzie, if you're watching, hey girl.
You should be a guest sometime, you're a mom.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
And you like makeup.
Yeah.
You're good at it.
Kenzie is a beautiful individual. And one thing that actually had me in awe is Kenzie is a mom of a now 3-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And she does her hair, her makeup, and finds an outfit, puts it together really well every single day. Every day. And I was like, how do you do that? And to her, it's just part of her everyday life. And I was like, how much better would I feel about myself? Because I wanted to be that person. I wanted to be the person that was like, yeah, I do my makeup and my hair every day. What are you talking about? Of course I do. And she was effortless and flawless. And ever since Grayson was little, she was doing her hair and her makeup and finding outfits and putting them together. And it didn't matter if she was going into public or not. And so I took that inspiration and we both decided that that's what we were going to do. And I think it helped actually a lot.
It did.
So we kind of found our inner courage and our confidence in ourselves.
Having an early life. Yeah.
And actually what helped a lot
messy girl
was both of us decided, it was around Christmas, and Ulta was having, their big sale that they do. You got stuff to say, miss? Here you go. Here. Are we gonna have a melt? So we both went to Ulta, and I was so excited because I had picked up this NYX 12 days or 24 days. It was a NYX lipstick advent calendar, essentially. And I was like, oh my gosh, you should go get one. And I think you had Blake mix yours up, and I kept mine the same.
Because we found out
that they were exactly the same.
After day 2 of it.
Yeah.
That they were the same.
So what we did is we challenged ourselves to do a new makeup look that matched whatever lipstick we had.
No matter what it was.
No matter what.
Even if it was bright purple.
Or a gray that tried to be blue.
Yeah.
But the challenge was to do our makeup every single day and not miss a day. Because then we wanted to try, we needed different colors for our eye makeup, or we wanted to try different highlighter palettes. We wanted to try different brands that we had seen on those other YouTube channels.
At this point in both of our lives, we both have this really weird thing about spending money where it almost it gives me anxiety to spend money. I don't know why. When I was a kid, my parents never drilled into me, don't spend money or anything like that. It just gives me anxiety to spend money.
I feel bad. I have a hard time buying stuff for myself. I'm actually a lot better about it now.
Right.
But
to a certain extent I am. I will still go with the cheapest possible thing that I can find. And around this time, and I had to bring Seneca with me to do this, but I told her, I was like, do not let me return any of this. And I spent the most money on myself that I probably ever have, even up to this day. I spent $250 on myself when I went and got all that makeup. And that was the most money I ever spent on myself. And it was worth it, but at the time when it happened, I literally, I had almost a panic attack in the car when we were leaving. And I don't know where this, phobia comes from or whatever, but it's only about me. If my husband needs something, I'll go spend fucking $1,000 on it and not even blink.
She did, actually, for a TV.
Yeah, I didn't even need it. It was a present. But, or for Bennett. If he needs anything, I'll go and get whatever he needs, no matter how much it is, and I don't worry about it, or even like my mom, or if Seneca needs something, or I don't know why I just have that complex about myself, but
I think we do, because we both are the kind of people that think about other people before ourselves. Like, we never think about ourselves. So, along with makeup, we were both in a situation where I didn't have a plan B. I was like, kind of fell back a little further into my depression because I got pregnant. We couldn't go to the gym anymore. Our routine completely changed. We've been going to the gym for months and months. And I stopped going to college. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no plan B. I was like, whatever, I'm useless. Like, I can't make it through college. I don't know what I'm going to do. And during that time, we still had makeup.
Yep.
Still.
And I was starting to, and I didn't know that I was pregnant when I first went in for this, but I went into a consultation with a
beauty school.
Yeah. So I went in for a consultation with that, and I was so excited because it was something that I really, really wanted to do, and I had so much drive to get this done. But the classes, they were literally from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night. And when I would have started, my due date was a week before I was supposed to graduate from beauty school. If I were to have started the classes at that time. That did not work for me. And I'm glad that I made that decision, especially with how miserable I was during my pregnancy, because if I would have drained, I think it was almost like $1,500. I would have drained all that money into it and then basically thrown it down the drain. I don't know what.
Yeah.
It would have been pointless.
So we both kind of decided cosmetology was going to be our path. We were like, yeah, we really want to do this. And so cosmetology actually is like my plan C.
That's still my plan. I still want to do that.
Same.
It's not, that has never left me. Like, I still want to do that, and I still want to pursue that. Just right now is not the right time.
And also during this time, you're moving in, moving out, and moving back in.
Yep.
I'll let you explain that.
So, when Blake and I first got together, I was not in a good place mentally or emotionally, because my last relationship before him totally wrecked me. So our relationship was very fragile. In my mind, my perfect picture of a relationship, because this is what I saw in the movies and whatever, I don't know. But it was that you date seriously for 5 months, then you move in together, and then if that works out, you get married. So that's what we did. We moved in together when we'd only been dating for 5 months. Let me tell you, it was a mess. A mess. I am pray to God that Blake and I ended up still being together, because we just didn't know each other well enough to do that. It was a big step. We did have fun in certain aspects, like building up our apartment together and getting to spend that time and coming home to each other. That part was good. The part that was not good was that we were not financially stable by any means, and we fought about it all the time, because both of us were full-time college students and full-time workers at that time. So there was so much stress between schoolwork and working and trying to make a brand new relationship blossom that we were at each other's throats so much that it just didn't work.
It was just, when you're used to having something be a certain way, and then you move in with another person, you kind of still, I think, expect that.
When our lease came up, we both talked about it, and we decided that it would be better to just not live together and focus on school, which is what we did, because it was too straining on us financially and us relationship-wise to try to do that, and that's what we did for almost a year. And in that year, we've been together for 5 years now. Mm-hmm. In that year, our relationship blossomed immensely, because we got to do it the way that you should do it. You're not connected to each other all the time. You develop other lives outside of each other, but you still have each other as your main meeting point. You get to be together whenever you want to be. And
yeah, well, and she was in such a hard place at that time.
It took me probably a solid 2 years to really be okay.
And that was a really rough year for me. And because it was a rough year for me, it made it really rough for everybody else.
It really did. Mostly because it was hard to watch. It was It was
It's like
watching
watching
somebody
a-
self-sabotage.
It was literally like watching a train wreck over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
on repeat. And
Because I couldn't figure my shit out and Blake got frustrated, which, God bless his little soul.
Yep, and Christian and I had been living together for,
Almost 2 years.
at that point.
Yeah.
And there was a lot going on in our lives too at that point.
Yeah.
But we made it work after they moved out and things got a little better. Christian and I moved, I think, one other time.
Yep.
And then we lived in that trailer for a while. That was a mess.
Yep.
We have a nicer place now. Christian and I moved. We're like in town now. It's really nice. We're like super close to everything. I just wish our house was like a little bigger because my husband is a hoarder. He gets it from his Mama Cray.
Well, you also have your sister, too.
And that's true, yeah. So my sister does live with us as well. So we have 3 adults in the building and little miss. For a small space, it's really, really nice. But with the amount of stuff we have and the number of people we have, it just doesn't really work out. So I'm excited. Hopefully after this tax season, we'll get stuff paid off and we can start looking for a house.
In general, before we had kids, our life was a hot mess.
I feel like our lives were very depressing.
Well, they were. We didn't have
Anything.
any, like, towards the end, right, when we got pregnant, of course, we started to figure stuff out and started to have ambitions, but, you know, then, you know,
Those change.
yeah. These guys were like,
Is that what it was? I think in all our lives before, it was chaos.
slightly organized chaos. Slightly.
There was just a lot happening. Like, kids definitely, I think, make you a better person for sure.
Your mental health, and, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Everybody goes through ups and downs.
And now we get to be on this wonderful journey of momming
Yes. So join us on this wonderful journey.
as we become better moms. Bye. 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 That was good. Good job, Bennett.
It's like, thanks.
Nuts. Yeah.